Saturday, May 14th, 2022, here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I got my pen out. I'm going to be putting those bookmarks in for you guys that I know you like so much. We've got a cast of characters here with you, some of the best handicappers in the business. These are the guys that have been lighting up the leaderboard, and kind of, as we, as things constantly change here at Pick Dogs, these are guys that you're starting to see in different ways, different roles, and this will continue to change. We have a few other people that should be here today as well, and we will be on the lookout for them as they come in. But today, just Major League Baseball and NHL. I generally don't cover NHL, but since we don't do our NHL show anymore, we'll probably start covering a lot more NHL on our drive-through, on our live show. We were just talking about the drive-through before this, so mixing topics. But anyways, good morning, Chris. How are you today?
Morning. I'm all right. Good day yesterday. Now I got to look forward to Game 7 of this Leafs series today. Speaking of hockey, so a little bit nervous, but still, I'm excited to get everything started.
Ron, how you doing this morning? The rundown, still running them down, getting more popular by the day. I think that one of the things about that's different about the rundown than a lot of the other things that we do here at Pick Dogs is kind of like you have a higher tolerance level of your comments than I do. I think that's the one. I can't stand the whiners. I lost yesterday thing. It's like I do not care. It's like this is not your place to whine. It's like you want to whine, go to Ron's rundown thread. Because that's where they and it's everyone that they whine about is some like gigantic favorite that lost. And it's like. It's like, thankfully Bittler's not our moderator, It's like, that was the squarest play on the board anyway. Yeah. It's like, look here, square. Look here, boxhead. Anyways, Ron, how's it going? Big day for baseball today, obviously.
Yeah, loaded card, got a doubleheader too. But yeah, those comments, you see a lot of Dodgers run line and some of the bigger favorite Yankees run line, Mets run line. But it's kind of a different kind of comment section, like you said. Different people, a lot of new people to the community, which is always good to see.
Always good.
And some whiners, but we deal with them.
Yeah, it's just I know that you and I have a different style of watching games and and betting on games and all those different things, and it's just I'm just never a loss never affects me that much, just like a win never affects me that much. The only time I ever really get excited about wins is when I feel I've lost the bet. And they come back and get it done. Like, I had the Diamondbacks yesterday. They were down 3-0 early. They came back and scored the 3 runs right back on them, and I was just like, yes. And that was like my little 2-second emotion. Or, when they have the late rallies or whatever in football games, they come back that backdoor cover, the meaningless, touchdown. Those are the things I get excited about. But it's like, as far as, losing a baseball game and, there's 2,600 games. If you're betting those big favorites, more than likely you're betting a ton of games too. So, you're certainly not going to win them all. And neither are the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Yankees, who also the big public teams, the Mets right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of big public teams, Brian, how you doing today?
Can't really complain. I survived a typically hard day for me Friday with a 3-2 effort, so hopefully carry that momentum forward today on a nice card.
Yeah, yesterday we talked on the live show about the Nerfy versus the Yerfy. I'm a big Yerfy, guy. I'm the anti. I think the Nerfy is the new public square bet of the century. It's kind of the circle at the blackjack table where you put the dollar chip to win some kind of other jackpot, or like a $25 if you match the dealer's hand exactly, or something ridiculous, where the casino just puts out this other bet. And the thing about the Nerfy and the Yerfy is that instead of sitting there and having to sit through I get it, I get why they have it, and it's because the baseball games can get long and boring, right? I mean, they can, for some people, I find it. I like it. I could see why Pete Rose had a problem with it. I'm one of those guys. I understand. I get it. It's kind of like highlight. You're never. Baseball is one of the few sports where you're really never out of it until the final out is recorded. It's like in football, the clock is running against you. Basketball, the clock is running against you. In hockey, the clock is running against you. In baseball, they got to finish you off. There's no, the bell doesn't ring for the 12th round. It's like they got to finish you. And that's why people like it. But the thing is that the Nerfy and the Yerfy take that out of it because it's just the first inning, And then, so it's a quick bet for a not quick sport. But it was all Yerfy yesterday. Even in those pitchers duels, all those games, Yerfy. White Sox, Yankees, Yerfy. Brewers, Marlins, 6.5 total on that game. Yerfy. Mets, Yerfy. Everything, right? Yerfy. It was like the first 5 of the first 7 games out of the gate went Yerfy. And the odd thing is that the public loves the Nerfy and they love the over. They're betting against themselves. That books are feasting on this one. What do you think about the Nerfy? You Nerfy or guy in here? 'Cause I'm a Yerfy, so it's like normally you take the opposite of me. Brian?
Who are you? For me, I'm starting to get more into it. The more you talk about it, the more I take notice of the no runs, yes runs, first inning prop. Yesterday, I think he hit on a couple, and today, I already see a couple that jump off the page to me, like the Cardinals and Giants. But
Rogers pitching for the Marlins. Rogers pitching for the Marlins. It's an automatic.
I like Rogers today.
Automatic Yerfy though, but he's an automatic Yerfy.
But he might give up a run in the first.
He always
the
does.
Marlins have a strong.
Al Ninos, how you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. On top of a lot of leaderboards here, it's been super chalky in a lot of sports. You've been picking those favorites that have been hitting, and we know you love your favorites, and that's what a lot of our viewers like. If you read the comments in our YouTube videos, it'll tell you exactly what type of bets our viewers are betting. So these are the same type of bets that you like, and it's okay. There's certainly, you're showing that this year so far, definitely more than one way to get it done, and not even necessarily about finding values, just a zillion winners. It's like you're not getting the most out of every win, but you're getting enough winners, so you're doing the volume, the volume play, and hey, nothing wrong with that as long as you end up in the profit. It's kind of like you're picking those. You've been very good at picking the spots to pick the favorites. It's like,
well, that's the thing. Yeah,
it's just you're picking.
Public
the ones,
doesn't always lose, and that's
it's gonna be
50-50.
50-50.
You got to be careful laying juice, obviously, and I have hit a bit of a wall, so I've gone a little cold lately, and that'll happen. I guess you're not going to win them all. The big favorites aren't going to win them all. But yeah, you have to be selective and try to pick the right ones. I mean, every game's going to have a favorite, but of course not every favorite's going to win. So you can't just go lay juice across the board. But I mean, I think there's some spots that are more worth it than others as well. And obviously sometimes there's no value there, so you have to pass on it. But I mean, sometimes I think, as I said, it's worth laying. And then there's also different ways of betting the game. You can bet the run line, the money line. You can do some of both. And as you know all too well, you can also go extended run lines too. So different ways of betting games.
Jovan, welcome to the show. Good morning. How are you today?
Morning. I'm all right. How about yourself?
Good. We're just kind of doing the intro, talking about what's going on. It's a sort of slow day today with just Major League Baseball and a few hockey games. So, what are you looking at here? I mean, I'm not sorry. That's it. How you doing? We're kind of just talking about general things. What's going on in baseball betting. There's been the thing that I've been really pounding is the Yerfy. Yes, runs first inning, because the public just seems to be enamored with the Nerfy. And I always feel that because Jovan is kind of like me, we watch a lot of games and we kind of like have that historical knowledge of it. But isn't it like historically that the good pitchers, you got to get them early, right? Isn't that what it is? It's like generally once they start going, they're in the lather, they're in the rhythm. It's like very, very hard to get. So isn't the Nerfy kind of like just a counterintuitive bet? It just doesn't even make any sense, and the books must really be making a fortune here.
I mean, you have a point with the fact that, the betting public loves taking over this full game. They love taking favorites also. This is across all sports. It's not just baseball. It's football, it's basketball, it's the whole, whole kit and caboodle. But it does the Nerfy, it does run counter to that to that logic. I just think that because I'm an under guy, so if I'm gonna bet anything on the first and in the first inning, I might lean towards the Nerfy, but I haven't touched it this year because I know with baseball, a pitcher could get blown up, even the ace, but not even blown up, but just give up one or two, and then that's it. You know what I mean? So, and then they'll settle down. You've seen that with the best pitchers out there throughout the years. I'm a Boston guy, so, you've seen that with the Roger Clemens of the world, the Pedro Martinez of the world, especially early in the season, and then, if you don't get them, if you get them for 1 or 2, and then they settle down and then they pitch, a gem after that, you missed your shot. There might be a man on second and third, 1 out. You know what I mean? And if you get one, you're lucky. And if you don't get it, and now they're dealing all of a sudden. You know what I mean? So, but those are the staff aces. Though, the other, like, once you get into the rotation, especially the third, fourth, and fifth man in the rotation, you're liable to hit these guys for a crooked number. So
we saw that yesterday with Josiah Gray, who I believe should be back in the minors. I mean, he got absolutely destroyed yesterday. But anyways, let's see who gets destroyed today. Yeah. We've got the Giants.
Just texted me in the first inning of that game yesterday, that Josiah Gray. As soon as he gave, I thought, oh no, what did he do? So I looked at the score. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's the first inning.
Oh, he got just damaged. It was like I saw 2 things yesterday. The Josiah Gray just getting absolutely hammered. I mean, he could not get anybody out. It's like I haven't seen a beatdown like that in a while. And the thing is and then the other one was in that Cubs Diamondbacks game, the hits were going so fast that the camera couldn't keep up with them. Like they would cut to something else and they'd cut back and the ball would be rolling down the line. Apple, Romanelli's one that he doesn't like, really not doing a very good job on yesterday's Cubs Diamondbacks game because those runs came like this. I think all of those hits that the Cubs scored and those 3 runs, and then when the Diamondbacks came back with, I don't know what that is, guys. Come on.
No.
I don't know what the Diamondbacks came back and they were hitting like crazy too, and it was just like. It was so fast. It was like the camera couldn't even catch up. But anyways, it was exciting. But we got the Cardinals and the Giants, the Braves, and the Padres to get things kicked off today. Ruffalo, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at the San Francisco Giants here. I like what Jacob Junis has done early on this year, and I think the Giants are going to start picking up some steam. The Cardinals, for me, are still playing inconsistently, and I think Dakota Hudson is kind of due to regress a little bit. And I just like the price that we're getting on the Giants here as well. And I'm going to lean towards the San Diego Padres. I'm not up to laying -141 with Charlie Morton. He's, like you said before, he's normally a slow starter. And over the course of the second half of the season, maybe I'll back him. But right now, I think there's value on the Padres and the plus money.
Romanelli, Jacob Junis, is he one of these transformation guys? He goes to the Giants and all of a sudden he can pitch, or is he still Jacob Junis to us?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have a great year overall, but I do think that this matchup is pretty good for him. I know it's pronounced Jacob, but I like to say Jakob because it's spelled with the K. So Jacob Junis. The biggest issue for him is he's given up a lot of home runs in his career. That's usually, and he gave up 1 last time out, but he's facing a Cardinals lineup that not only doesn't hit righties well, but they also don't have a lot of power against righties. So I do think it is a beneficial matchup here. He pitched well against this Cardinals lineup last time out. Only 2 earned runs in 5 innings for the Giants, and they got the win in that one. So I do think he pitches a quality outing here, and I think they can get to Dakota Hudson. So I'll take the Giants on the money line.
How about you, Brian?
For me, in that Cardinals Giants matchup here, I'm going to take a look at the under 8.5. Jacob Junis is becoming one of my guys over a small sample. He's been pretty consistent for the Giants, and I think Dakota Hudson can keep the Giants' bats under control today. We saw a ton of runs. Was it 10 runs yesterday in that game? But I think today runs will come at a premium. I'm going to take the under.
El Niños? You there? Cannot hear you.
Yeah, I was saying this was a pretty tough one for me. I don't think Junis is anywhere near as good as his numbers appear to be so far on the season, just 2 games in for him. So, small lean. Honestly, I don't have any action on this game, but I might take a shot with the home team here. Cardinals pull the upset off.
Jovan?
Yeah, the San Diego Atlanta game, I'm on the over in this one. You know, you have 2 pitchers. Charlie Morton, he did pitch good his last game, but before that, his last several starts previous to that were 5 runs, 4 runs, 3 runs, another 5 run, out in Sean Manaea last 3 games, he has a 6.35 ERA. So, I believe that with these 2 pitchers, coupled with the bullpens, I think it goes over this 8.
I'm with you on that over 8 on the Braves Padres game. Manaea, he even when he's pitching well, when he doesn't pitch well, he does pitch well. He throws the ball right over the plate, and either it has the movement or it doesn't have the movement. And when it doesn't have the movement, it gets hit extremely hard. And he has not had the movement in the last few games. Charlie Morton is a notoriously slow starter, and he's starting slow once again this season. I could see a lot of runs. The Padres are concerned about the bats, though. They signed Robinson Cano, who was batting like .097. So if it's like you pick up this guy, and who's picking up that? The Mets still have to pay him out? I don't know. It's like if you can't pay him what he was making. I mean, I know you guys think I talk about the salaries too much, but I'll tell you what, .097 does not pay the bills for Robinson Cano. What is Cano making? Wait, what was he making? Robinson Cano salary. It's in the 20 million plus range, I believe.
But it's a guaranteed contract, right?
I believe it's a guaranteed.
So they're still on the hook.
The Mets would still be on the hook, but I think if you pick him up, then you don't get him for free.
Yeah.
So there must be some sort of deal there inside of it. So 5 years, 2 years, 40,500,000. Oh man.
Typical Mets contract.
Oh God. Oh my God, man. How is that? 2 years, 40.5 million. Ouch. So it's 20,250,000 for those. Just do the quick math. And on the other side, I like Dakota Hudson here against Jakob Junis, as Romanelli calls him. I think he's still Jakob Junis to me. Hudson's not bad. And the Cardinals, this is what they do. Okay, this is how you have a great organization like the St. Louis Cardinals. They beat the crap out of the bad teams. Okay, consistently beat the bad teams. They win the games they're supposed to win. They don't win a lot of these games against the teams that they're not supposed to win, but they win enough. All you got to do is win a few. If you take care of business against all the bad teams, they're not going into Cincinnati and getting busted up by the Reds like the Brewers did. They're in there winning 11-3. Paul Goldschmidt, has got 20-something game hitting streak going on right now. What is it, 21 game hitting streak or something? Quietly, very quietly. Most hits this season, Paul Goldschmidt. St. Louis Cardinals, America's first baseman. Love that. Ruffalo's America's, I don't know what he would be. Anyways, go to our next game, and this one's going to be the A's and the Angels game uno, and then we have the Tigers and the Orioles. Michael Pineda up against Bruce Zimmerman. Jonathan Diaz and Paul Blackburn going at it in that first game in Oakland. Chris, Oakland sucks. I mean, they suck this year. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're like kind of that sneaky good team. We'll find value. And maybe this summer we will find some value on Oakland. But right now, I said it. I'm okay with it. They suck, man. They just suck. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I got off my chest.
That's okay. Sometimes you have to. But I think they could steal game one here with Blackburn if Blackburn has a good start as he's done for much of the year. So I lean towards Oakland there, maybe towards the under as well at 7.5 as Jonathan Diaz has pitched fairly well so far this year. And I still like the Baltimore Orioles. They burned me yesterday, but I really like Bruce Zimmerman. He's almost this year's this squad's version of John Means, with Means out with Tommy John. And I'm still not a Michael Pineda fan, and this Detroit team hasn't really done much for me. So give me Baltimore and the plus money there.
Anti-Pineda over here. How about you, Ron?
Yeah, I'm joining the anti-Pineda fan club here. Got to fade Pineda again. I don't know how his ERA is sub-4 right now. I think it'll be rising with each start. I'll see it probably in the 6s by June, and I don't think he's a viable starting pitching option. So because of those reasons, I'm going to take the Orioles by default.
Brian?
I disagree with my good buddy Romanelli here. Pineda isn't a guy that I like a ton, but over 6 2/3 last start, he only gave up 2 earned runs. That's probably why his ERA dropped a bit. I believe the Baltimore Orioles in this spot are becoming kind of a public dog here. I think now's the time to start riding the Tigers for a little bit. Not that they're going to be a great team, but they are going to win their games, and they're at home. I'll take the Tigers on the money line here. I think Zimmerman pitches like the old Bruce Zimmerman today.
I don't show that from Pineda. What are you talking about?
Michael Pineda's last start, he went 6 2/3, gave up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, May 9th versus Oakland.
Oh, I'm going to show that one game for some reason. All right.
That's it.
Al?
Yeah, I'm agree with Bittler here. I got to go with the Tigers at home. I just like their lineup better, honestly, and the pitching matchup isn't the best, but yeah, I don't think Zimmerman is need 2.67 ERA. That ain't going to last long, that's for sure. I mean, not for sure, but I don't think that's going to last for long. And I do think Oakland has a shot in game one. Blackburn's been good. That's about the only thing I can say about, why they have a shot there. But obviously the Angels have the much better lineup, but game one might be a little tough for them.
I don't know, man. I got to say, anyway, Jovan, go ahead. I'll say my piece afterwards about Michael Pineda.
Yeah, I'm on the under in game one of the Oakland game. You look at Oakland, they're 7-1-2 to the under in their last 10. Blackburn's going. I think he keeps runs at a minimum, and on the other side, Oakland can't really hit lefties like that. And I think they don't have a big enough book on a pitcher that's going Diaz. So, I'll take the under on that.
I think that Brian has way overstated Michael Pineda's performance last time out. Number one, he faced the Oakland A's, who I've already declared as suck on this very same show. And number two, he also faced the Oakland A's, who suck on this show. The Oakland A's hit 189 against righties in general. That means I'm a righty. I can go out there and they're going to hit 189 off of me. I really think that's true too. If I could throw the ball all the way to the plate, but yeah.
But Zimmerman's coming off a game with the Kansas City Royals. They're not the 27 Yankees, and before that it was a contest with the Minnesota Twins, who aren't bad, but I don't know.
I could see Zimmerman getting hit in this one, but I don't think just because the Orioles are a public dog, Pineda's all of a sudden Cy Young. His numbers are very, very misleading ERA-wise. If you look at his expected ERA, he's not striking out any batters. So I think, he gave up a home run last time out. So, it could be maybe a lean towards the over on that one, because I could see both pitchers getting hit. But doesn't mean Pineda's going to be web gemming it up.
He's not good. He's been overrated his entire career. And I'll tell you what, minus 123 against the Oakland A's at this point is about as good as a bargain as you're ever going to find. You know, Oakland's terrible. They are hideous. Don't even discount like how bad they are. They're worse than the Reds, the way the Reds have played the last week. They are the worst team. They've lost 8 games straight up at home. It's like home losing streaks are a really bad sign. And not covering the run line at home as a dog 8 in a row is even worse. This is a really bad team. They traded away like any guys that they had that were viable products to trade away. I'm not saying that the future's bleak, that they don't know what they're doing or any of those things. And like I said, by July, I'm going to be betting these guys. But right now, they're unbettable. They're unbettable.
Don't you feel like in game 1 that there's a major pitching mismatch in this Oakland A's?
Yeah, but look at the lineup. Look at the lineup. You're going to tell me Ohtani, Trout, Rendon.
And they're going to weigh in on that at minus 120.
Oh my God. The Angels have this combination and it's like I'm picking the Angels right now. If the season ended today, I got the Angels going to the World Series. I really do. This team is stacked. They are stacked. They're basically a Phillies lineup with a real manager. I mean, it's really what they have here.
Starting pitching. They have two good starters.
That's all it takes. You just got to get to the postseason. That's all it takes. That is all it takes in the postseason. 2 or 3 good starters. That is all it takes to win the World Series. You have 2-3 guys on top of that rotation, you win the World Series. If you have a lineup like these guys. These guys, I mean, there's nowhere to hide in this lineup. Nowhere to hide. And I think, 22-12 out of the gate here. If you're sleeping on the LA Angels, I took them last night. They won a tight game last night, 2-0. It's like, you cannot sleep on this LA Angels team. They are stacked. I don't like Joe Madden. I don't like the way that he, the way that he presents himself. As what he kind of like has a stylist in the dugout or something for every mound visit that he makes. He's got to like have his hairs in place and everything because he's become this, person. But I'll tell you what, this guy can flat out manage. He will win games for you. Like Girardi will lose games for you. He will win games for you. And he wins a lot of games for teams. And he's done it with much less than this. And he did the same thing in Chicago. He took a team of guys that were some good players, Rizzo and Baez and, viable products. Not as good as this lineup. Not as good as this one. He took Jake Arrieta, made him a Cy Young Award winner. It's like, I'm telling you, this team's going to the World Frickin' Series. The Angels, and don't even think twice. Like we think like, Dodgers and whatever. The Angels are a huge budget team. Gigantic. They've never been shy spenders. Ever. They've always been big spenders. Ever since free agency started, the very first free agent crop, the Angels hit it hard, and they've been hitting it hard ever since. You know who the first free agents that they signed were? Jovan, you know who they were? Fred Lynn was one of them.
Fred
Lynn was one of them.
79, but a couple years after that, it was Reggie Jackson.
Yep, Joe Rudy they had right off that Oakland A's team. They plunked them right off the swinging A's that won the 3 World Series in a row. They hit that roster. Was the first thing they did. It's like this team is going. Barring injury, they're going to the World Series. It's like they have too many good players. They're stacked. All right.
And I've been kind of critical of them over the years.
Me too. Me too.
Just for doing that, just throwing money at the problem. But, they have the right pieces, and it seems like now.
And you have Joe Madden. Joe Madden run.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes a manager does make all the difference in baseball. You could say that. I'll not a little story or anything like that, but in '88 with the Red Sox, they were just floundering. And they fired McNamara, brought Joe Morgan in, and next thing you know, Morgan Magic. They ripped off a bunch of wins after the All-Star break. It was on like a crazy winning streak at home, and you know they made it to the playoffs. And back then it was hard to make the playoffs. It's not like now. So
Johnny Mack was super soft. I used to love his interviews, man. He was the best. It's like when Oil Can Boyd destroyed the locker room. He's like, well, Dennis can get pretty hot in there. It's like this is just a really nice kid. And he said, Chris, what are you selling today?
Well, today I got my my MLB triple play. My 3 favorite MLB plays on the board. I got that for $39.95. Or also long-term subscribers can get my best bet for the NHL as well. And if you want to pair us up, any of us, I was part of the 2-for-1 capper deal. Long-term, you're going to get a ton of picks. It's a loaded weekend this weekend.
How about you, Ron?
Yeah, today just got my Ron's Rundown $15 best bet in the MLB. Won it last night with the Yankees in a blowout, and looking to do the same today. Also got a baseball play and a hockey play for long-term subscribers.
How about you, Brian?
Winning days in 8 of my last 9. Going to try to get another winning day today. I got my best bet 3-pack, shotgun Saturday night 3-pack. Get my 3 best bets for $40 at pickdogs.com, premium picks.
Al Ninos?
3-pack in the MLB. I got my best bet in the NHL sold separately, and an extra play in the MLB for one of the long-term passes.
And Jovan?
Yeah, the last couple of weeks I haven't really been feeling baseball like that. But today, for some reason, I like it. I got 5 plays, so I got a 5-pack. So $49.99 at the website.
I think I like these series too. I'm with you. I think this is a great weekend for baseball. These series just seem to really speak to me. And, you can get any of our picks. You can get 15% off. Use the code MAY15. You can use it only once, but let's see where it comes up. There it is. Anyways, use the code MAY15. Get 15% off in May. You can use it only once per person, but I'll tell you, you can use it on, Ron's $15 pick, or you can use it on a cart full of all of our yearly packages, however you want to use it. We're going to do a promotion every month. Last month, we did the free consensus report. This month, we did the May 15 promotion. And next month, I haven't thought about it yet. And then, of course, we're just right around the corner from Christmas in July. Everyone's all excited. It's like Christmas, but
best sale.
It's like Christmas, but it's in July. Yeah, that's why we call it Christmas in July. Anyways, we've got the Marlins taking on the Brewers, and we've got the Rays and the Jays. Jovan, what do you think here?
I almost pulled the trigger on this one, but something just didn't sit right. But I'll say this about this game. Trevor Rogers. I mean, both of these pitchers are lefties. Trevor Rogers hasn't really been pitching too hard. Eric Lauer has, but neither team could hit lefties. So, give me a choice with this game in particular. I gotta take the under. It is what it is. I think Trevor Rogers should be able to get through this lineup a couple different times. And you look at the Brewers runs per 9, they're 4th in the majors, but it's kind of deceptive because they scored a lot of those runs against the Cincinnati Reds. So take that for what it's worth.
How about you, Al?
I agree. I'll go with the under in this one. And sorry, what was the second one? It was the Toronto game?
Yes.
Yeah, wow, what happened to Rio, huh? Small lean to the Rays in that one, just because the way Rio's been pitching.
How about you, Brian?
Well, for me in that grouping of games here, I can get free picks of both of them. Yesterday, I was on the Rays. Today, I'm going to take the Jays. Jays have lost about 5 in a row. They must be desperate. Ryu, I trust him to have his first good start of the year. I mean, we've seen limited starts from him. And then the other game, got it back my Miami Marlins again. They broke my heart yesterday, but Trevor Rogers looked to be kind of getting back in shape. 5 shutout innings, I believe, in his last start. Lauer's been fantastic, but I think he starts to pitch to the back of his baseball card today. I'm going to take the Marlins at home.
And how about you, Romanelli?
Yeah, in this grouping of games, I'm going to lean towards the Blue Jays getting the plus money here. Ryu shut down for about a month after a couple rough starts to start the season. I don't know if he'll pitch too well in this game, but I do think his bats are going to back him up against Yarborough. I like the matchup with the Blue Jays bats with Ryan Yarborough. Not a guy I like to back too often. His ERA is above 6 this season. And I think the Blue Jays, I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. And I think the Blue Jays just score more. So give me the Blue Jays on the money line.
Chris?
Yeah, I like the over in that Blue Jays and Rays game. I think Ryu's prone to give up a couple here, even if he does have a good start in his first start back. But the Blue Jays bullpen has also been one of the most shaky bullpens in the entire major leagues this year, and I think Tampa Bay can do some damage as well. I think this game finishes closer to 9, maybe even 10 runs. So I like the over in that game.
Loving that Yurfee again in the Marlins Brewers. Hit it yesterday. We hit everything in that game, right? We hit that Aguiar home run. It even came off Burns exactly like we called it. I like the Yurfee again here in the Marlins Brewers. Trevor Rogers is the king of the Yurfee, the undisputed king of the Yurfee. I love the Yurfee. This is my thing. I like the Yurfee in the Rays Blue Jays too. I like the Yurfee parlay. I like the whole thing. I think this Rays Blue Jays game, even though the Trop not necessarily like the best place for it doesn't seem to be the most home runs. I think we're gonna get a bunch in this game though with these guys pitching. So I think this is where you go with your home run props pretty hard. I think maybe a Vlad Guerrero Jr. type thing or Springer. Is probably good for one here, because Springer's on the pace where it's like for this, for a lot of home runs this season. So he's going to have a few of these nondescript, and this is like one of those places where you get those nondescript homers because it's kind of like a personality-less stadium, right? So it doesn't really make for good TV.
I think he's out today.
Oh,
I
is
think
he?
I think he turned his ankle off.
Well, then he's not going to hit a home run. We like the no home run for George Springer then. in that problem. I still like Vladdy Jr. and we'll go instead Bichette. I mean, anybody, just pick a number on this team. It's like Bichette also hitting the cover off the ball this season too. Blue Jays have been cold lately though, super cold. And for the Rays, Wander Franco, always a good bet to do something. Hit for the cycle. I don't know what the prop is, but I'm sure it's pretty big. True. It's kind of like the Jokic double-double, right? It's like it's a good bet no matter what. Yeah, I think this one could be one of the higher scoring Rays Jays games that you'll ever see. I think it has that type of potential. Ryu, though, we know when he's on top of his game, he is really good. I think that Brewers Marlins game is going to be something special. Anyways, we move on. Pirates Reds. Luis Castillo is there for Brian, and we'll get a unique pronunciation more than likely when we swing it down to him for this game. And we got the Rangers and the Red Sox. I thought the only game I lost yesterday was the Rangers-Red Sox. And I'll tell you, I learned my lesson. Never trust the Texas Rangers to do anything. Chris, what do you think of these?
I'm still kicking myself after that Rangers game too. But I think I might actually like the Cincinnati Reds. Castillo didn't look too bad in his first start back, and Zach Thompson. Yeah, he's had a few good outings in his last couple, but I don't know, something about this Pittsburgh Pirates team just still rubs me the wrong way. It's not a game I love, but I would lean towards the Reds there. I do like the Texas Rangers here, though. I'm a Glenn Otto fan. I'm starting to really like what I'm seeing from Otto, and Rich Hill's still only a 5-inning guy. So if the Rangers can get to the Boston bullpen, I think they could do some damage here. So I like the Rangers there.
I think he went 6 in that game against Ohtani. He pitched. He was the opposing pitcher. No, he only went 5. He was the opposing pitcher to Ohtani that day. That Ohtani rung him up at Fenway, and he pitched really, really well in that game. Really well. This is one of the best Rich Hill outings you'll ever see. Romanelli, what do you think?
Yeah, he may have pitched well in that one, but I think he struggles here. against the Rangers. Rangers have hit lefties better than they have righties this season. I think they could get at Hill in this one and the Red Sox bullpen. But on the other side, I'm not really a big Otto fan, unfortunately, Mr. Ruffalo. 6.36 expected ERA, so about 3.5 larger than his current ERA, 7.53 Ks per nine. So his strikeout numbers are down, the walk numbers are up, the home run numbers are up. I think he's in trouble here. So I'm going to take the over in the Rangers Red Sox.
How about you, Brian?
I think in the Reds Pirates game, if you're going to, you might want to bring your glove. Yesterday, I think they combined for 10 runs. I don't see any reason why they can't get over 8. You get number 58 starting here for the Cincinnati Reds. He looked lackluster in his first start, and then Zach Thompson for the Pittsburgh Pirates, almost said Steelers. He's been pretty much brutal all year with a 7.08 ERA. So it might be a public total here, but I'll take the over 8 in this one.
How about you, Ninos?
Yeah, don't hate that over at all. Kind of leaning to the Reds in that one, and lean to the Red Sox as well. Just think they have the better lineup, and not a big Rich Hill fan or anything, but like their lineup a little bit better.
Jovan?
Yeah, at some point the Red Sox got to get it going. They put up 7 last game. I think they could put up some more runs in this one to get a victory. The middle of their lineup is bad and decent enough. It's the other guys that's not performing. That Trevor Story signing is really looking like a real bad signing. But Rich Hill, 2.86 ERA so far, so good. So I think he might keep it rolling this one. Get a quality start, 5 innings.
Yeah, I like the Reds in a big way in this one against the Pirates. Zach Thompson he's not good. No bueno on Zach Thompson. I think the Reds jump on him early. And, we look at the Reds at 9-24. They've been one of the hottest teams in the last week. After that, they were 3-21, right? So, here they come. They're making a run. The Miracle Reds of 2022. They're only 15 games under.
I think you're dreaming.
They're only 15 under, man. They're only 15 under. So close. So close. That division's wide open, except for the Brewers. They have an extra playoff team now, right? There's 3 wild cards. So anything, no one's going to be out of it, if you can put it together, because we've seen a lot of winning and losing streaks this season. A lot. Look at the Guardians. They've had a bunch just themselves. Rich Hill pitched really well last time out. I think what we saw from him, I think we're going to get more of that. And I saw nothing from the Texas Rangers last night that would convince me to be confident that they can do anything. I'm going to stay the hell away from that game, or I'm going to take the Red Sox at the plus money. We move on. We got the Washington Nationals. What a disaster. This team is way worse than the Reds. Washington Nationals against the Houston Astros. Christian Javier on the mound. And, well, we got a real battle in Chicago. The White Sox really taking it on the chin this series. Dallas Keuchel up against Jordan Montgomery. Chris, Eric Fedde's pitching. I know that gets you excited.
Good old blockhead. I was looking at that game, and I want to take the Astros, but a team on a 10-game win streak, even on the road at only minus 155 against the Nationals, who have been dreadful for much of the season, kind of still looks a little bit suspicious to me. I would lean towards Houston in that game, but I think I like the under 9 better. I don't trust Houston's offense, even against Eric Fedde. And Christian Javier has pitched fairly well, even in short starts. He doesn't usually go more than 4 innings in a game, at least early on. And the Astros are 6-0 to the under in his appearances this season. So I would look at the under there. And I'm going to look at the over between the Yankees and White Sox. I'm not trusting Dallas Keuchel's last start. I don't think it's sustainable. I think he just had a random good outing. I think he gets rattled here. And I expect the White Sox to get a little bit off of Jordan Montgomery as well.
lot of runs on the south side. Ron Romanelli?
Yeah, I agree with Ruffalo 50% of the way. I like the over in the Yankees White Sox. White Sox hit lefties very well. Yankees hit everybody very well, and Keuchel's included in that. I think that we're going to see two very high scoring games in the first two games this series, 15-7 and 10-4. I don't know if we're going to get that high scoring, but we don't really need to. So I'll take the over in that one, and I'll take the over in the Astros game as well. Eric Fetty, I think he's going to get hit hard in this one. The Astros lineup has struggled for the most part this season, but we're starting to see him wake up offensively, and they did a good amount of damage yesterday against the Nats, and I think they're facing a worse pitcher here in Fetty. And then on the other side, Christian Javier, I like him as a reliever. I don't like him in the starting pitcher role. The biggest reason, he is susceptible to the home run ball. Teams can usually hit his fastball pretty hard, and I do think that you could see a Juan Soto home run in this one. So I like a Juan Soto home run prop, and I like the over in that one.
Brian Bitler?
Yeah, for me in this Yankees-White Sox game, I'm going to take yes runs in the first inning. It's only minus 115, and I could see both these pitchers giving up runs. If you take the over 1.5 runs in the first, it's I think it's plus 190 or so. Take the Yankees on the run line. Keuchel's just the worst starter in baseball, maybe a contender for that award. Take the Yankees on the run line.
That would go to Kyle Gibson. Anyways.
No way, Kyle Gibson. Are you crazy? He's like a 3-point something ERA. He's not that bad.
Okay. Anyways, Al Ninos?
Yeah, over and over for me. Definitely I like the one. Well, I like both overs a lot, honestly, but probably, the Yankees, White Sox over a little bit better, but I think, we can see a lot of runs in both these games.
Jovan?
Yeah, I can only go with the Astros in this one. I'm riding the winning streak. In the last 10 games, they've only given up 12 runs. So, when the whole staff, pitching staff is from top to bottom not really giving up runs, there's something to be said for that. So I'm on the Astros in this one, and their bats are heating up. So.
Yeah, here's an alternate run line parlay for you. I like the Astros minus 2.5 to 3.5 in this game at least, and I like Astros first 5 innings. I like the Urfi in this game as well, and of course the White Sox Yankees. I mean, one thing we know about the White Sox, they hammer lefties, and that has not changed. Still batting .253 against left-handed pitching, .215 against the righties. They hit lefties very hard and significantly hard. I think the White Sox pound the Yankees here and drill the public. It really woodshed them here because after last night's Yankees game, the public is going to be all over the Yankees, all the squares, Brian Bitler and his tribe, all over them.
Yeah, but Keuchel's awful. I mean, I normally would be I took the White Sox last 2 games, but they've been getting their butts kicked. So I don't see how that's going to change with Keuchel on the mound.
Yeah, you ever hear the Devo song Blockhead? I think you should listen to that one. I think that's
it's just a free pick.
I think but that could be your song.
I can't get on the White Sox. I like crappy players and crappy pitchers and crappy teams, but even I can't back the White Sox. They're horrible.
Now, this is their day. Today is their day.
Yeah, I will say, I'm like probably the biggest Keuchel hater of all time, but he doesn't give up a lot of hard contact. He gives up a lot of contact, but doesn't give up a ton of homers. And that's, the Yankees we saw yesterday, Stanton, Judge, Donaldson, Gallo, me, Mitch, everybody was hitting homers. So if Keuchel's not going to give up the long ball and the White Sox can crush lefties that we know, at home especially, this actually, I think, would be the game to take the White Sox, but I like the over better.
Well, I also think that the White Sox are going to win, and I like the reverse run line in this thing. I'm going to parlay it up with the Astros minus 3.5 against Eric Fetty. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Former Cy Young Award winner Dallas Keuchel on the mound. I don't know. We move on. George Kirby's homecoming game, the game that he's been waiting his entire life for. It's these kids, they grow up, in these towns, and they grow up, and this is their hometown stadium and their hometown thing. And here it is, George Kirby's second major league career start is in his hometown stadium. Oh man, I have friends that are from Rye, New York, and friends with George Kirby's father. They're all going to the game. Everyone's going. George Kirby's pitching up against Chris Bassett, he's pitching well, but he's not putting up the Kirby-type numbers. That's for damn sure. And you got Devin Smeltzer on the mound for the Twins. Sounds made up, but it's not. Up against Shane Bieber. It's like, we got to come up with something for this TBD. How about, I don't know, think of something. Devin Smeltzer. It's kind of like those fake writers at some of these sites that use the computer-generated articles. You know, it's like, the fake writer. Come up with, how about Devin Smeltzer? It's like, right? All right. This is the best material I got. This is my A stuff. You should hear the stuff my wife has to listen to. Anyways, Chris, what do you got?
I'll take the A stuff, the B stuff, and all the way down to F. But I think I was looking at the under in that Mets game. I think George Kirby, there is going to be some magic, with the homecoming. And Chris Bassett's pitched actually fairly well this year. I think he enjoys pitching for the Mets. So I like that game. And I like the over between the Guardians and the Twins. I think we're starting to see a little bit of a dip from Shane Bieber. He's coming off his worst start of the year against the Twins lineup that can hit. But again, I'm with you. I don't know how much I really trust Devin Smeltzer here to keep this Guardians lineup down. It's actually hitting a lot better than a lot of people are giving him credit for. So give me the over in that one.
Ron Romanelli, George freaking Kirby. What do you think?
Yeah, as a New Yorker myself, I think I have to take Kirby, even though he's going up against the Mets. He pitched so well in his first outing in the big leagues. And Chris Bassett, like Mitch mentioned, he is pitching well, but he did have a really good start to the season. Last couple outings, I wasn't necessarily too impressed with him. I think
not horrible, but not
great for a
not
guy
the
in the
same,
rotation.
Not the same as the first couple outings.
No, and we saw that with McGill as well. So, I do think if there was a game in this series, the Mariners had the best chance of winning. This would be it, and you're getting such a good price with them. I mean, the Mets are huge favorites in this one. So I like the Mariners on the run line and the money line. I'll sprinkle a little bit on the money line. So give me Seattle plus the 1.5.
Brian Bittler, you usually hate a guy's homecoming or any festive event. What do you think?
I'm a little bit.
He's from the city that booed Santa Claus. I mean,
I'm a little bit apprehensive here because we're getting such a super price with Kirby, who's super talented, and if Gonzalez.
It's the Mets.
If they could shut down the Mets yesterday, Kirby can shut them down today. I expect a good performance from Bassett, but it's hard. I can't turn down the plus money with Seattle here. I think they get it done.
Al Ninos, you love a big favorite. You got the Mets here minus 168. That's right in your wheelhouse. What are you looking at here?
Not today.
You hate Bieber too. You had to get to fade Bieber all in the same
you got a
segment.
couple surprises in this little segment, Mitch. But which ones should we start with? I guess I got to take a small shot on Seattle here with Kirby. You got to love what he's done so far. A little bit of rain potentially in that game. So that one, if Bassett can keep up the way he's been pitching this year, it could go under as well. And on the other side, I might take a shot with Bieber today. Surprise, surprise. And I also like the over in that game, too, with the wind blowing out pretty hard in the Indians Twins game.
Favorite Bieber, Justin Bieber or Shane Bieber?
Oh, come on. That's Justin, no questions.
All right.
I knew it.
Jovan looks like not a Justin Bieber guy.
No, that was a joke, but don't take that seriously. No.
Jovan's like, I don't think so. You better not be asking me that one.
I have to go with Shane in that contest, but yeah, not a big fan. I mean, it's not saying much, obviously, going over Justin, but yeah, not much Bieber fever for me.
Jovan, how about you in this segment?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with George Kirby. I liked what I saw in this, in this first ever start, and also like the first 5 under in that game, and give me Shane Bieber to bounce back, after a subpar performance. So I'll take Guardians.
I think that these homecoming games, these rookie games, they could go either way, you know. I mean, he could throw, you know, he can get hit hard from the jitters and be all over the place, or, I mean, he could throw a perfect game. This guy has that kind of stuff. It's like, he really does. We've seen a lot of good pitchers come down the pipe, you know, over the years, and this guy is as good as any of them. I mean, he is really, at least in that first outing, really lived up to the billing, you know, really did. I think he gave up like the hit right out of the gate, right? And then after that, he settled in. He was like super tough, really, really tough. And I'm on Smelter. I'm gonna be the anti-Ninos here. I'm going Smelter here and the Twinkies. The Guardians have been pretty hot, but you know the Central. No one seems to be able to. It seems to be the streakiest of all the divisions. We're seeing winning and losing streaks very, very long of all the teams in this division. This one's going to come down to the final month. This will be one of the divisions that's not decided by the All-Star break. But,
a lot of crappy teams in that division.
Yeah, I'm excited for that Mets Mariners game. I think it's going to be really good. I think, you know, it's one of those things that you know, I don't like the way Bassett's pitched particularly, you know, lately. You know, it's like he has been hit. It's like the regression is never a good sign, and you know the Mets not really known for, you know, coming through. You know, they don't really have that thing, and they have, you know, Buck Showalter managing the team, who's, you know, he's there to lose. I mean, that's what he does. He destroys organizations. He had that Orioles job. They just refused to fire him. I mean, how long was he managing the Orioles? That was one of the toughest watches out there. He blew up the Yankees, Orioles. I mean, he'll take this Mets team. They'll miss the playoffs. They keep this guy running the show. He has that kind of stuff. Anyways, got the Arizona Diamondbacks, another guy that we love, Zach Gallen, on the mound here. I always say this when I do the Zach Gallen games. Career sub-3 ERA guy. The career sub-3 ERA guy that nobody talks about, right? He's the guy that he's like, if you say, here's these 10 pitchers, you know, which guy has the sub-3 career 3 ERA? No one's, you know, out of the, like if you put all these pitchers in order, and a bunch of them, you know, and you had him in there with like Scherzer and a couple other guys, like circle the guys with the career sub-3 ERAs. Zach Gallen, not one of the guys you would pick. And he's up against the Cubs. That was a great game last night. Both teams, lots of blown chances. Love the blown chances. And hated those Diamondback uniforms.
It was great if you had the Diamondbacks, though. If you had the Cubbies, it wasn't so good.
I had the D-backs, but it was they were in the alternate uniforms. Serpientes. Those bright yellow uniforms they've been wearing this season. I think we wear them on Friday games. They are really hideous. I think it's like a banana cream yellow, right? It's like a really bad yellow. It's like custard. Rublo's like custard. Wait a minute.
What?
Because all of a sudden he woke up. It's like
Pirates used to wear a real yellow uniform.
It was like it's like a banana yellow. I don't know what it like, not like the banana outside the banana, like the inside. It's like this powder yellow. I don't know, canary yellow. I'm not sure what it is. And then you got Carlos Hernandez. He's not pitching. I thought it was this can't be right. Anyways, it's the Rockies.
Hernandez and Marquez.
I don't think so. It's the Rockies and the Wells. Are you sure?
It was Lynch originally, but they moved it to Hernandez. Yeah,
they're the same person. They just changed the jersey. Same stats.
I don't know about that.
Chris, what do you think?
Oh man, sorry, I got sidetracked on banana. I do like the D-backs a lot here. I really think the Marlins are starting to kick themselves for letting go of Zach Gallen, and I think he's going to be the cornerstone of this Diamondbacks rotation. I really like Gallen. I'm still not a fan of Hendricks on the road. He had a good road start, I think, in his last time out, but are
you showing Hendricks or Steele? That's the thing about this game too.
Yeah, I was seeing Hendricks, but
I'm seeing Steele.
I think it's Hendricks.
Well,
it was Steele originally too, and they scratched him.
Yeah, Mitch getting the rug pulled out from him this morning.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
I know.
I feel the same. But Hendricks actually pitched really well last time out. So
yeah,
but it's an aberration. It's a blip.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I like the D-backs there a lot with Gallen on the mound. And like I said, Hendricks, I don't think the road success is sustainable. And I'm going to go with the over in Kansas City, Colorado. Normally I like fading high totals in Colorado just because a lot of people like backing the over because the game's at Coors Field. But I think the starting pitching matchup justifies it. German Marquez has been a disaster this season. He's allowed 4 runs in each of his last 5 starts, getting torn up at home. And Carlos Hernandez, not much better. So, yeah, I like the over 10.5 in that one after he had 25 runs yesterday.
So, in the comments, Tony C. is saying that if the Athletics lose game 1, he'll be cutting off one of his testicles. Where exactly is the line on this show? You know, have we crossed it? Have we finally crossed the line? I mean, I usually struggle with it, you know, as to where the line actually is, but I think we might be there. We might actually be there. Romanelli, what do you think of these games?
Yeah, you know, I think that comment was on my rundown video, and I actually saw it in the, it was like blocked as a comment, but I had the power to accept it, and I said, you know what, I think that's fair game for our community. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't put it in there, but yeah, you know, the Cubs, Diamondbacks, I like Gallen on the money line here. I think Hendricks, you know, he pitched well last time out, but we've seen him with his splits road and home. He has not been great away from Wrigley Field. You know, he pitched really well away from Wrigley Field last time, but again, his recent road starts, he gave up 6 earned runs on the road to the Brewers, 3 home runs. Before that, I think 6 earned runs to the Pirates and a couple home runs as well. So I do think the Diamondbacks are a pretty powerful lineup. I think they can find a few homers in this one, and I think Gallen pitches well like he has all season. So give me the Arizona on the money line.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with my good buddy there, Romanelli. I love Arizona. Zach Gallen here he's been one of my guys for a while, and he's really been paying off. I wouldn't lay the run line with him. I'm a little bit worried that the Diamondbacks could play a close one today with the Cubs, but I'll lay the minus 155. And then Colorado and Kansas City might be a super square total, but I agree. I'm going to take the over here. I think you can get close to 20 runs in this Royals-Rockies game.
I like the alternate total there as well. That one for sure. Al? Even in the dead ball era, it's going to be the live ball era at Coors today.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I think that's where I'm going to go with this one as well as the over in Coors Field. 2 bad pitchers in Coors Field. I mean, good luck if you don't go under in that one.
How about you, Jovan?
Yeah, I can only go with the Diamondbacks. You know, with me, I've said it before. I don't like laying juice at the 150, but it's around there. So and I can't take it on the run line because just like Bill said, I think it might be a close game. I think it might be a 1-run game, no matter how you slice it. And I'm gonna roll with Colorado. It's the lesser of 2 evils as far as the pitcher matchup. German Marquez, he's been bad, but Carlos Hernandez, he's been worse. So Colorado's at home. They lost last night. I think they bounced back and get a win. Well, they've lost. They've lost 5 straight. I think they end that tonight.
Hernandez is hideous, and Marquez, it's like he's never reached that potential that they've talked about. I just have not seen it from him. I'm going to roll with the over. I like the over 15 in that thing. I think you go as high as you can. I think I'm with Brian on that thing. And then on Gallen against Hendricks, I'm there too. It's like I don't think you can lay the run line with the Diamondbacks because they don't hit well enough. They're sub 200 team. They don't bat 200 at all. Righties or lefties or nothing. There's nothing there that shows that these bats can hit. Most of the runs come in bunches, and they also leave a lot of guys on base in scoring position, which is a bad thing too. But they're playing another bad team. The Diamondbacks left guys on third base all night last night. All night. All freaking night. I had them. They were my big play yesterday. It was Diamondbacks. Almost got and they put Melanson in, and believe me, I was not happy about it because I got Melanson the other night when it was the 3-1 game. It was 3-1. They got it to 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th. They put Melanson in the 9th. They gave up 8 runs against the Marlins. It was hideous.
Everybody has a bad day.
Melanson has a lot of bad days. He's always looked like he's 80 since the day he's arrived in the majors. He's just one of those guys, right? He looks like he's 80 years old. I don't know. He has that weird throwing motion where you just know he's gonna get cracked. It's like, comes like over the top with it, right? It's like you're gonna get hit really hard. I think the manager, puts him in. It's like he's reading the book, It's like, well, Melanson goes. It's like this guy's gotten killed, and Ian Kennedy is the other guy, right? He's the setup man, so it's like it's a double. You have to really, for the Diamondbacks to win, it has to be perfect defense. And we saw a great play by the shortstop in the top of the ninth last night, first batter of the ninth inning. He made a really nice stop on a ball that was hit extremely hard. Yeah, Kennedy almost walked a run in there too. He was pretty pathetic. All right. Speaking of pathetic, we get to see the Oakland A's again. Adam Oller, the 20th round draft choice, up against Michael Lorenzen, who I think he's not really that much better, but I'm not a Lorenzen guy. He's a guy that can really get in trouble and walk a lot of batters. And then Phillies Dodgers. Phillies really representing themselves well in this series so far. You have to give credit where credit is due. But Suarez is a guy with regressing numbers too. So Urias, never really a stopper. Kind of, he's been in the Dodgers organization since he was 12. Jovan, what do you think about these two?
For this, I got to go over again with the Phillies and Dodgers. I got burned last night just based on the switch of the pitcher matchup, but it would have went over regardless. Didn't really matter. So I'm just going to ride the over. Both of these teams has been cracking that bat. Bats have been hot, so, why not? Tony T said something, interesting. He said, the weather's getting hot, over in Dodger land, and once the weather gets hot, the bats start flying. So, the balls start flying out of the park. Screamers and everything else. So I'll take the over 8. I'll take the over. Yeah.
How about you, Al Ninos?
Man, yeah, it's been a rough series for the Dodgers so far. I love the Angels in Game 2. I know I went to Oakland Game 1, so yeah, I think the Angels do get the job done whether they win or lose Game 1. I take them -1 here, and well, I want to take my Dodgers -1. It hasn't been pretty so far this series, and I mean Phillies do have some good hitters in their lineup too, so could be a tricky game, but I'd lean Dodgers -1 here.
Bitler?
Yeah, I've been pretty good with the Phillies with +1.5 the first 2 games, even though I left plus money on the table. I'm going to back them again on the run line. Their bats woken up. They're hitting the ball well. The Suarez is off of a start for 6 shutout innings. I think he can keep the Phillies in this game. I think they got the bats to keep in this game. So I'll take the +1.5 Phillies.
Ron?
Yeah, I think we're starting to see some higher scoring games. I mean, at the beginning of the season, very low scoring. The books were really just running all over the place trying to get the totals lower, and you saw 7, 7.5 consistently. But now, 12-10 last night, 14-10, 12-8, 10-4, 11-6. We're seeing some high scoring games. I do think the weather is getting hotter, but overall, I just think the offense has been there, and I'm going to take the over in that Angels Athletics game too. Really can't trust either starter. I think Lorenzen's always good to give up 3-4 runs, and the Angels line up no matter who they're facing, they're going to score. But against Oller, I think that's going to be especially the case. So give me the over in that game too, Angels A's.
Anyways, I don't do this enough, but I guess I should do it since we only have 60 likes. If you guys can smash the like button, it'd be greatly appreciated. Cost you nothing. Brian, if you could put your head back in the camera frame, that would be awesome. You're up.
Up for what? I already gave my picks.
Ruffalo. going the wrong direction.
I say, can't maybe. Well.
It's like you start to stick your head. It's like your head's cut off. Like it's just showing your neck.
For me, these two, I guess. Well, Aller won't make me holler. I'm going to tell you that much. I'm going to look the other way. I'm going with the. I'm going to go with the Angels on the run line. I think, and I also think that the Angels could get over this total themselves. I think Adam Aller's just been a disaster in his first 3 starts, and he's allowed 5 runs in 2 of those 3. And Lorenzen, he's probably going to give up a couple himself, but I probably think the Angels could win that one by 4 or 5 runs. So I'll probably play an extended line on the Angels in Game 2 in that one.
I like the Angels again. I don't love Lorenzen, so I think this one could probably go over the total. Aller's been hit extremely hard. He gives up a lot of home runs, too. And I like the Dodgers to pound the Phillies in this one. I'm not a big Suarez guy. And I think Urias can get the Dodgers kind of back on track. All right. So move on to the NHL. Going to cover this a little more in the morning show since we're not covering it anywhere else except for Ruffalo's videos. Chris, you want to take over the NHL segment for us here and just guide us through whatever games there are? How many games are there? 3?
There's 3, yeah.
All right, just do them all at once.
I guess I'll stick with the same sort of roundtable format. I'm going to first we'll look at the Boston Bruins, Carolina Hurricanes. Obviously, all 3 games on Saturday, all Game 7s. And start with Ron. All 6 games so far in this series have been the home team dominance. Do you think it continues here, or do you think we still have high scoring hockey in Game 7?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The home team, people say home ice advantage means a lot. I think home court advantage means the most in hockey in all of the sports. Some say the officiating can sometimes lean towards the home team. We saw in that Game 6 game against the Lightning and Maple Leafs. There was some questionable. I know you're probably a little salty about that one, but there was. The Maple Leafs. You saw Austin Matthews getting tugged on his jersey throughout, being held. No calls there. But I do think in this Game 7 between the Bruins and Canes, I actually like the road team here. The Bruins, they were my preseason pick to win the Cup, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I really like what I saw from them in Game 6. I think they may have found the answer of beating this Hurricanes team. The goaltending efforts haven't been great for Carolina, and with Boston, with having Swayman in the net, I think he's the answer in net for him. I like Boston to take this Game 7, and you're getting a good price on plus money, so I'll take the Bruins on the money line.
Yeah, Brian, what about you?
Yeah, I agree 100% with Romanelli. I think maybe in that 5-2 win in Game 6, the Bruins kind of figured out Carolina, and it has been a home team dominated series. But for this one, it's hard for me to turn down the Bruins and plus money here on the road. I think they get it done.
Al?
I agree. Like you said, the home ice has been huge this series, but I do think that Boston is the slightly more talented and much more experienced team. And I think that comes into play here today, and they get the job done with some plus money. Lean to the over as well, if it's sitting at 6.
Jovan, you're in the Boston market. You going to tune into this one at all, or?
I don't know if I probably will. Just being in the car, whatever, have it on, the radio station. But yeah, I'm on the Bruins, and the fact that they've been getting killed on the road is well documented. And, throughout the season, they've been getting killed by Carolina, but they found something. Starting with that first game in Game 3, winning, and I just think that it's not their main guys neither. It's the the third, fourth line. That's been doing the job. It's been those other guys. I think they made a couple switches with players that they took a particular play out and put another play in. I forget their names, but that's done the trick. So Don Sweeney has something going there, and I think that they should pull it out today.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I like Boston as well in terms of a side, but I think I like the total even more at the over 6. Just goals have been coming in bunches in this series for the most part, and I think this isn't going to be your prototypical Game 7. I think it's going to be two teams chasing after each other. I think there's going to be an early goal, and I think they're going to be forced to sort of go on the front foot and go after each other. So I like the over there. Now, my favorite game or least favorite, depending on what the score will look like at 10 o'clock Eastern, but the Lightning visiting Toronto. Oh boy, Ron, help me out here.
Yeah, this is a tough game for me because as an Islander fan, I naturally can't root for the Lightning because they took us out last 2 seasons. And being from Florida, I'm not really a big Lightning fan in general. And then on the other side, the Maple Leafs, John Tavares, his home. I'm a big John Tavares hater. I think he's the biggest snake in the league. So, I'm going to focus on the total in this one. I do have a premium play on the side, but I like the over here. I think we're going to see a lot of goals. I think total's set high for a reason. In game sevens, usually you see the defense turn it up, but these two teams, defense really hasn't. It's been optional. 4-3, 4-3, 7-3, 5-2, 5-3. I think we're going to see a similar scoreline. I could see a 5-2, 5-3 kind of game, but I like the over.
Hopefully for the boys in blue, Brian.
Yeah, I agree again with Romanelli. I think you're going to see close to 10 goals scored in this game. We've seen the first game one go under 5-0 score, I believe, and then since then it's been goals aplenty. I think you're going to see a back and forth affair. Maybe go to overtime, but I think we definitely get the over.
Al, dare I ask?
I think I'm disappointing you here, Chris. Two very talented teams, probably two most talented teams if you go up and down the roster in the league. But I do think that Tampa has a bit more talent. These starters for Tampa are just ridiculous, this lineup. And I can't pass up on this playoffs money. It's hard for me to go against Tampa to begin with. I like the Lightning to get the job done in this one and lean to the over. I don't love the 6.5. I don't like that hook too much, but I would go over before I go under for sure in this one.
It's great to win hockey games when it's 9-on-5 and you can keep 2 refs and 2 linesmen on payroll. Jovan?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the tried and true with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not much analysis with it.
I hate all of you. I'm sticking with my Leafs. I don't know if I can really. I'm fanboying here. I want to go rule of happiness, but I don't know. I'm just gonna sit here and sweat it out for 3 hours. That's all I can really do. And the last game of the night, Game 7 here as well. Arguably one of the more entertaining series so far. LA visiting Edmonton. Edmonton a hefty -220 favorite. Ron?
This is a tough one. I just think based on the price alone, I'm going to have to take the Kings. I know the Oilers, I think they're the most talented team in hockey personally because I just think they have the best player in the league. But, that kind of price, the Oilers have been such a bad playoff team in recent years. I think until I see it, I can't believe it. So give me the Kings on the money line, but definitely not a game I'm playing personally.
Brian?
Yeah, I think the Kings have been disrespected in the entire playoffs here with these high line after line. I do think the Oilers get the win here, but I believe it's a 1-goal game. Definitely could see this going into overtime. I'll take the Kings plus the 1.5 here.
Al?
Going with the over. Yeah, both teams been scoring pretty well here. Quick has been pretty decent sometimes, but just not the best goaltending in the world in this game. So give me the over, and the guys that can score on both teams. So I like the over here.
Jovan?
I'm gonna go against that. I'm gonna take the under in this one. Think that that half a point is gonna loom large in this one. So you might get an empty netter. It might be 4-2 or something like that, or 3-1. I don't know, but yeah, I'll take the under. I think in this situation, the under's the play.
Yeah, I think we're gonna roll the Kings plus 1.5 goals here. I think this is a 1-goal game either way, and even if it goes to overtime, pretty much I'd say an automatic win there. So yeah, give me the Kings plus 1.5. I don't know. Does Mitchie Pucks have anything on this one or any of these games?
I like whatever the betting tools say. So I'll go. Let me take a look and see what the betting tools say on these games. I will go with I will quick look. The betting tools like Carolina Hurricanes puck line. They like Toronto Maple Leafs, and they like Lightning puck line. So they like the Maple Leafs in a 1-goal game, and I think that is going to be a 1-goal game, to be honest with you. I think possible overtime. So I think those are all good bets. You know why?
I don't want to hear overtime because I don't want to sweat for another hour.
It's like, it'll remind me of that horrific experience I had the last time I went to the gym.
Jeez, someone too much heavy lifting done there too.
Anyways, who's up for a parlay?
Can't believe you pulled out the gym one.
Anyways, who's up for the parlays? Chris, you ready to go, or should we start the other direction?
I can go. I'm going to take the LA Kings plus 1.5. I'm going to take the LA Angels game 2, and I will take the over in the Yankees and White Sox.
How about you, Ron?
Yeah, for me, I'm going to do a mixed sport parlay, Orioles money line, the over in the Astros Nationals, and the Bruins on the money line.
Brian?
Take the LA Kings plus 1.5 on the puck line, Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line, and the over 11 Rockies Royals.
El Niños.
Oh, I'll go Angels game 2. Tigers. Maybe Dodgers.
Jovan?
Yeah, Mariners, Mets under first 5, Houston Astros, Boston Red Sox, money line.
I'm going to go with the Chicago White Sox, the over in the Rockies game against Kansas City. And I'd bet that one again and again. And I'm going to put that with the Dodgers. So those will be my 3-team parlay. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It was a fun show. We got a lot of information out here today, a lot of good picks. And, we know this is the slower time of year when, not as many people betting baseball, and the NBA, of course, off today. So no help from them. But we appreciate all of you guys tuning in. We love all the input in the comments. It's like, I think the thing that I really enjoy about the Pick Dogs community is that, there's haters out there that just don't get it. And it's like, that's just the way it's going to be, but it's like, I think the vast majority of you guys, we all have like the same sense of humor. So it works, right? Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Grab our premium picks, get 15% off in May. Use that discount code May15. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Same time, same format. Might have a few different people here as well. So we'll see you then. Make it a winning day. I'm going to try and act more professional tomorrow. It's not going to be. We're not going to. All right, we would acknowledge the cut off a testicle wager.